What's up, sassy gamers, and welcome to another episode of Got Our Attention podcast. This is Season 3, Episode 11, where we cover all of the unnecessary things that are happening around the world. Here, your host, Zycia, or Mike, along with Phoenix Nova, Day Drinker ATL, and Demurin.
So, I like that, the unnecessary things that are happening around the world. I appreciate that one.
I mean, it's true.
And usually at least gaming adjacent.
Yes.
Oh, so sort of. So I got a question for you. What is something that when someone says this thing, you automatically think they're an idiot?
A couple of them. I'll go first. When people say, I'm going to make some enemies. Okay, let's just squash this topic. It's not squash.
I've got
quash.
A good one. I've got a good one. Anyone that no, you weren't squashing the topic. You were saying.
Oh, that was.
I thought
you don't say squash.
See, I thought you were
squash, not squash.
Squash.
Quash. And also,
wait, they're saying quash
for all intensive purposes.
No, quash is what you're supposed to say. Squash is
weird.
not the correct term.
I thought it was all about vegetables.
Yeah.
No, and then also, listen, that's a mute point. Oh my god, that one makes me fucking crazy.
Actually,
everybody knows that it's a moo point.
Shut up.
It's just like a cow's opinion. No, it just doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Yeah.
Mine's always like the honestly.
Oh, I do say that.
I always like people who start phrases with like, I'm not racist, but
yeah.
And it doesn't have to be the word racist either. It can be I'm not an asshole. I'm not sexist. I'm not whatever. If they start a sentence with that, you're like, okay,
I'm not an alien.
I like when people are like, I can care less.
Oh.
I'm like, you can you? You can. I can care less. I'm like, oh, okay.
Couldn't care less. Oh God.
Oh man, I didn't
realize.
I
love those intensive purposes.
Intensive purposes. That's a really good one. Jesus.
Oh no, and then you guys say
intensive purposes, maybe.
Pacific.
Oh, Pacific.
Like
that
being
one.
Super Pacific right now.
Nuclear instead.
Wait.
Of nuclear,
Hold on. Roll that back. Yeah. What? That's a thing that people say. I'm being super Pacific right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Super
Specifically,
Pacific.
I'm talking about. Are you for real right now?
Yep.
I've never heard somebody say that before.
I also like when people go, so on tomorrow, we're going to discuss on tomorrow?
On tomorrow. Okay.
No, just tomorrow.
Just
not
tomorrow.
On it. On Tuesday, maybe, but not on tomorrow. Yeah.
Don't go to Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
What about the day after yesterday?
Sorry, family.
How does that rank with you?
The day after yesterday? Oh, yeah, that's not okay. That's not okay.
Oh, man. Well, anyway, some other unnecessary things happening in the world. You can hit the news button if you want. Still need to find my papers. For the news, not for me to be deported. Just make sure we're clear. And then Demurin's super excited about every time that comes up. Anyway, if you're not following some of the stuff that's going on with id Software or the Doom soundtrack, some interesting stuff has been announced recently. So if you're not following, I'm going to give you a TLDR. Well, not announced, but said recently. Yes, ma'am.
Released. Well, leaked.
Just real quick. I got to make a quick statement. I did not realize that original soundtracks were that big of a fucking deal until right now. Until this topic.
Like the production behind it, or like people actually
like the production got it. Yeah, the fact that people apparently were listening to just the soundtrack, like they listened to the new, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. No, I know what you're saying. That is, it's different. Yeah,
that it's so common that it's just called an OST.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, all right then. Like, okay.
Wasn't there a Halo that was OST? Like,
yeah.
I'm sure they
had. Why are they talking about this Halo game? Anyway, so Too Long Didn't Read. Back in 2019, I think it was E3. id Software, Bethesda, their showcase announced they were going to have Doom.
Oh,
Doom
DST.
Eternal. Oh, DST. That's what it was. But Doom Eternal was going to be announced, and that they announced that if you bought the, I think it's Champions Edition, the CE version, it would come with the original soundtrack, which is, not uncommon for most games, especially when you buy like the extra edition. But kind of fast forward in 2020, after the game was released and got a lot of flack for the soundtrack and for the game sounds and all that stuff, and just game overall, there was a statement published by the executive producer, I believe. Am I accurate on that? I think it's executive producer. Anyway, Marty from id Software. And he goes on this like massive paragraph like thing about how basically defending why the game soundtrack was terrible and basically pointed it at the guy who was behind it, so we thought, and maybe he still is. I don't know. His name is Mick
the
Gordon,
composer.
The composer. And so that was posted in 2020. It's still actually on Reddit now. You can go find an article to view that. And then just recently, 3 years later, Mick Gordon kind of steps out of the shadows and decides to have his side of the story published to medium.com as an article. And basically he breaks it down in the sense of, almost like not a rebuttal, but just kind of like a response to all the accusations and things that were said. And it's I suggest you go read it. It's really long, but he basically states in the beginning, it's going to be long because he's going to detail everything. He's leaving out specific names when it comes to Pacific names. He's leaving out specific names on certain people because he doesn't want to throw anybody under the bus kind of thing. And he's going to refer to some parts as a company as a whole rather than...
He specifically said that he did not want anyone to go after anyone. He said, I'm just trying to give you information. Do not use this to harass or bully or attack anyone on the internet.
Yeah. So again, very long. Go read it. I'm not going to get all the details in this podcast. I'm not even probably going to hit them all correctly, but here we go.
It's like 15 pages.
It's pretty long. I read it today and I was like,
15,000 words or 14,000 words or something, huge. Right?
But the idea is basically E3 announcement came out that they were going to have the original soundtrack produced by or made by Mick Gordon. But in his response, he basically says that they contacted him originally when the game was thought hey, we're going to make this game, and said, hey, we want you to make the game music, like the music that you actually find in the game, which is actually a thing that I didn't really pay attention to, didn't think about. But they are two separate things. Like the original soundtrack and the actual gameplay soundtrack are two separate things. And it's a lot of people don't realize that, but that is. But basically they said that he was going to produce this and, have this, but he hadn't even signed a contract to do the original soundtrack, according to him. Again, this is really a story about he said, she said, and we don't really know. This is all going to change, obviously, once the real stuff comes out. But that was said. He also said that he made 70 songs and only got paid for 15 of them or 10 of them. And that he tried to contact the studio many times about issues that he was running into as far as timeline and just overall. They said basically we want you to make this game or the music sound like the game. And they're like, well, but the game's still being created. Yes, but we want you to match the game, the feeling. And he's like, okay, but there's no gameplay. Even the stuff you've given me has all been scrapped. So it's what is actually what am I supposed to actually do? But he actually produces it, goes forward. So anyway, that happens. The game gets released. Soundtrack's terrible. He posts his statement and says, even to the point where when he started working on the soundtrack, he submitted everything to them, and that they already had another team working on the soundtrack. And he looked at the meta files. He has posted the metadata from the files of when they were started. And it was back in April of I think it's 2020 or 2019, way before, they said that he needed it 2 weeks after or whatever. So that happened. And then past that, he goes through a lot more explanation of different things, even showing snippets of emails he sent and so forth, so on. And then eventually got to the point where, the whole Microsoft acquisition, when it actually got ZeniMax, which had Bethesda and id Software. And he said he was actually hopeful. He was like, okay, maybe all this will actually clear things up. Like I'll actually get paid. We'll, figure out the soundtrack stuff. And apparently that didn't really help either. And to the point where he said that he started bringing legal action into it, like bringing his lawyers, because he felt like he was slandered, right? Like his reputation's on the line. Somebody posted on Reddit and he actually contacted a Reddit mod and was like, can you please take this down? Like blah, 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 blah. And it took it down for I think it was 24 hours. It was gone. And then it resurfaced after Marty, the publisher, initially said like, no, I want that up. That needs to be the truth and blah, blah, blah. So after all that, they present him, according to Mick, they presented him with like what he considered was a hush money sort of situation. They were going to offer him 6 figures to basically sweep it under the bus, forget about it. If anybody asks you about it, no comment. If the Reddit post is going to stay up, and you'll get paid or whatever. And he took that upon himself, like kind of like a threat. Like he was just like, I'm not going to sit here and let 6 figures, but I'd rather have the truth out there. So he posted all this and basically let that happen. And then today, the Bethesda actually published their words on Twitter and basically said, death threats are never good. Don't threaten anybody's life or anything like that on both sides. It's crazy that you guys even do that. They've reviewed, the information that's been provided and what has been claimed false and everything. And that they have, I think it was like substantial information of what the actual deal was. And, just don't hurt anybody. Basically, it's kind of like damage control. They just wanted to make sure that like people were understanding this stuff. But it kind of brings up an interesting point because, again, it's all hearsay, really. It's their side versus their side. And who knows what the truth is.
Some of it's hearsay, some of it isn't. I mean, things like when they announced at E3 Doom Eternal, which, correct me if I'm wrong, Doom Eternal is a mobile game.
No, I don't even know.
No,
I thought it started off as a mobile game. Wasn't that the one?
You're thinking of Diablo Immortal.
Oh, Diablo Immortal. Okay, sorry. Yeah. That's right. Okay. I am.
Yeah, don't you have a phone?
But they made the announcement of the game and they said, and there's a collector's edition which will include Mick Gordon's original Doom Eternal soundtrack.
Yeah.
Before they contracted him.
Well, according to Mick, before they contracted him. Yes.
That's not too hard to dispute.
Well, right. I mean, I just don't have the contract in front of me to say, yes, he did sign or didn't sign, is my point.
I'm just saying it's before they contracted him. And the reason why he brought that up and the reason why I believe him is because it's also illegal to do that in several countries. Because they're promising something that they cannot deliver on. Well, they promised and took pre-orders on something that they might not be able to deliver.
Counterpoint to that is that almost makes me think that he might be lying a little bit or distorting the truth like they're saying, because Bethesda's a big conglomerate with a massive legal team. I'm sure that somebody at some point was like, yo, by the way, we'll get the shit suit out of us if you say this. And this isn't a company who's like new to collector's editions. They've had a major collector edition with massive promises every time. And they failed to deliver on a collector's edition once. Well, properly deliver. And they remedied it.
Yeah, they remedied it.
They remedied it.
Yeah.
So like
the point is though, is with a big company like that, and if PR the way it is, it's probably more likely that they would have this type of problem than some other companies would.
I don't know. Maybe I'm jaded from the whole Bayonetta experience. And I just am inclined to be like, this person is an independent contractor who got shafted to some degree, felt like they were treated unfairly by the big company, and they decided to try and take their own way to resolve it. And I would have been with them completely, except that Bethesda released that announcement today, and I can't wrap my head around how a subsidiary of Microsoft would misstep so bad to release a statement essentially saying that somebody was distorting the truth against them. Because that's what they said today. Bethesda announced today.
No, today.
They said, we are aware of all the details and history in this matter and unequivocally support Marty, Chad, and the team at id Software. We reject the distortion of truth and selective presentation of incomplete facts, and we stand ready with full and complete documented evidence to disclose in an appropriate venue as needed. That's a pretty strong statement from any major company to take in a situation where they are getting absolutely slammed on social media. Most of those companies would backtrack instantaneously and be like, you're right, we made a mistake, like, which is what usually happens. The only time I haven't seen a major gaming company do that was when they were right, and that was Nintendo a month back when they came out and they were like, absolutely fabricated, none of this is true, we offered them the correct amount of money, they declined because they wanted more, here's how much they wanted, she can eat it, and just moved on with their lives.
Referring to Bayonetta.
I think, referring to Bayonetta. I think it'll be interesting going forward. I really hope that the truth truly just lies in the middle, and it's kind of like they contracted him, he didn't do the job that they wanted, they were somewhat unreasonable about what they were asking, both sides kind of admit to, we were both kind of shit disturbers, we're both going to part our own ways, we're going to try and make right by him for the work that he did do, it happens, and they go their separate ways, and not that one side. Well, I mean, I don't care if Bethesda gets dragged through the mud at the end of the day. If he's right, he's right. They're a big corporation. They'll live. But if he's wrong, or if he's purposely messing with the facts to just make himself look good and gain that sympathy, I mean, good luck, man. Just like the way that the internet responded when that Bayonetta stuff broke, where it turned out that she was lying, was really, really awful. And that was after Nintendo being like, please do not take this information and do bad with it. And people were like, nah, fam, we're going to do bad with it.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is maybe like he felt like either way he was kind of screwed. I feel like, 'cause
it was 2.5 years ago, though.
Well, right. Why so long before he says anything? But I mean, there's legal battles and all kinds of stuff.
Also, like if you're a contractor and you felt like you were wronged by a company, you were trying to get them to pay out the maximum amount, and then negotiations broke down after 2.5 years, and Bethesda was like, you know what? We're not even going to entertain this anymore. You're going to take our initial offer and go. You might be more inclined to be like, fine. What do I have to lose? I've already wasted 2.5 years of my life. You've ruined a portion of my reputation the way that I see it, and now you're offering me like the initial thing that I didn't accept in the first place. I think it's a pretty good chance that you go public.
Well, there's also possibly NDAs around that might have expired, or NDAs that after a certain amount of time he didn't care anymore.
Yeah. Well, my thing is like maybe there's a point where he got defamed, I guess you could say, or whatever, and either he takes that and everybody doesn't want to work with him anyway because he apparently dropped the ball and didn't do his job, or he goes this way and eventually could lose and everything show up and he still get kind of exiled into not getting worked with. So I don't know. It's very interesting. The whole 3 years later thing, along with even in the post he posted, there was screenshots of emails that he had sent, but like none really of Marty's responses. Which could have been easily screenshotted as well, blacked out all the, redact all information that he couldn't really show. But he didn't have any of that either. It was just kind of it's his story, right? So it's very convenient that he showed only the stuff that helped his side of the case. But yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, it is tough to think that a company that's, owned by Microsoft would just be able to come out and just say a bunch of bad things and it actually not be true. So
it's interesting. I've been like reading the responses online, and like there's definitely, even after the Bethesda announcement, people were like, yeah, whatever, you guys are just lying. And I feel like people have very quickly forgotten what happened just months ago at the Bayonetta situation. These companies don't come out and just automatically give all that information, because these companies don't go about things in a personal way to that sense. Like Bethesda before the Microsoft acquisition may have to some degree, because those relationships were a little weird in the way that the company was working, and Bethesda's kind of always been a little bit of a shit show. But Bethesda post Microsoft acquisition, Microsoft definitely imposes a theory of like how to perform business upon all their subsidiaries. So they wouldn't allow these people to just go around like throwing stuff all over the place just to do it. So I would assume that we'll probably end up seeing this go like through like an actual legal battle now for like,
well, if the guy's got anything that he thinks is actually actionable, if it ends up that he's stretching the truth too much, which some people don't realize they do sometimes, maybe he's just gonna maybe he's just gonna end at this point.
And a perfect world for Mick, He gets some big ass settlement. Turns out that he was right the whole time. He walks away, and then knowing the way that the gaming industry works, Bethesda goes, "Hey guys, guess what? Elder Scrolls 6." And everyone's like, "What happened again?" There's a new
Exactly.
Elder Scrolls 6? Starfield? What? Who's
But
Mick?
that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like social media is a big aspect of this too, because you kind of pointed that out with all the companies now. It's like literally, if you want to take someone down, you post something like this on social media, whatever platform you want to put it on, and if it gets viral, it's like, so. For example, the initial post from the executive from actual Bethesda or id Software is like, that basically took Mick and threw him under the bus. So it's like the only thing he could do, whether he was right or wrong in that situation, whether the facts are there or not, is, well, I guess I'll just retort and say my side of the story. Maybe I'll get some sympathy, and maybe I'll, or maybe it is true or whatever. So
yeah, but again, it's odd that his retort was so much later.
Yeah, but also we should really focus on the fact that was Bethesda's response too initially, because that's like a piss poor way to go about it when you're a massive company dealing business with somebody. I mean, if you have an issue with one of your contractors, you don't throw them under the bus. You just publicly say, we've had issues with the project in general. We promise to make this right. And then you go back to that contractor privately and go, we're just not going to do business with you anymore because we're super displeased on how this contract went. But also back to
your point, that now they're under Microsoft, so now they're going to handle things
exactly. And then it comes down to, like, I guess back then there was a large working relationship between all these parties. So, like, I guess it was almost they added that personal level, and because Bethesda was such like a weird company in the first place, like they didn't even think twice about him doing that. But either way, really poor form out the gate, and I think it set us up for like this weird saga, and now we get to watch it unfold.
God, it almost seems like he wasn't waiting this long. It's almost like he saw the Bayonetta 3 thing
and maybe thought he could capitalize or something potentially.
Yeah,
maybe, I mean,
I feel like that would be a story of caution.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but it depends on how much you paid attention to it. If you tuned out after it first started and didn't see like Nintendo's response and everything, and you got busy on your 15,000 words of like, I'm going to get mine now.
Or
that's a possibility.
I guess technically if he did see the whole thing and he honestly does feel like he's 100% right and that he has all the proof that he needs to not have Bethesda come back, then I suppose you would also decide to do it. I mean, the whole thing will inevitably, or is somewhat inevitably being eclipsed by the other goings-ons in like the tech industry and stuff. But it is still, it's interesting that just like a month later, we're having a very, very similar issue. I'm like, we're going to just have like a contractor a month now coming out to be like, yo, so.
Well, I do think part of what is flaming some of this on both sides is busybodies behind their computer that feel that they can just say anything to people. You should kill yourself. You're a fucking awful human being. Like, your words have meaning. I am going to stalk you. I am going to burn your house down. Like it, like what I keep hearing is, oh, I don't mean it. I didn't mean that. What I did. Well, like,
I was just joking.
Threat, man. Yeah. Like that. I wouldn't say that to somebody. I mean, maybe jokingly, it like in a conversation, we all laugh immediately after,
with someone you're very friendly with.
Yes, exactly. Like I might tell Mike to do that, but I mean, I'm not gonna.
I don't think Mike would be comfortable with me doing that and laughing right afterwards, because he might take me too seriously. Mike, I'm going to burn your house down.
Yes.
It's a joke, right?
Yeah. I mean, like people are getting way too comfortable being behind their computer screens, behind their phone screens. And
anonymity.
And it's just getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a new thing, though. I mean, that trolls on the internet have been there for a while.
That's
not
true.
New.
But
it's been more weapon. I mean, like, and even the weaponization of it hasn't been all that new. And by weaponization, I mean, like, there's forums, like one of them that, recently got kicked off of even the Russian servers, that the only thing that the forum exists for is for people to get together and dig up everything that they can about somebody and put it publicly on this forum. And they're like, oh, well, it's public information. We're just putting it out here. We can't help it if someone wants to do bad with it. And you like getting people's addresses and just destroying someone's life, literally, either anywhere from swatting them, which causes enough problems. Some people even gotten hurt and killed from that.
Yep.
To
actually killed.
To like somebody who like relocated, went to a different country in a friend's house, and they just happened to like take a picture there. And then they then found out where that person was and started the harassment going to their friend's house.
Like, don't you have better things to do with your time?
Yeah,
what was it? No. Like that's a.
Was it really started hitting big? What was it? Gamergate?
Yeah.
I just wanted to point this out. The last thing is that and this goes for any industry person out there, if you tell someone you're going to pay them money, pay them the money. If you're expecting, if they're expecting X amount of work, well then give them X amount of work. Like both sides, like just be nice to each other. Be honest. Be the person that
do what you said you were going to do.
Yeah, just do it. I mean, it's easy. Anyway, more to come on that, obviously, as time goes on. But we just wanted to bring that up. But give us a few minutes, come back from our break, and we'll talk about some more interesting things like games.
Bing, 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 bing.
And we're back. And I can't wait to talk to Kelly.
Woo.
Kelly, do you have a corner?
He says that every day.
I do say that every day. I call you to tell you that.
It's true. All right. I have, I think, a pretty short Kelly's Corner, but you never know.
That's appropriate.
Yes. We discussed a couple of months ago one of the two things that like used to terrify me as a kid, which was quicksand. And I mentioned during then that when for whatever reason, growing up in the late 80s, early 90s, there were two things that were really, really popular that I thought were a bigger deal than they actually were when I became an adult. It was quicksand and the Bermuda Triangle. So anytime I see something about the Bermuda Triangle or quicksand, of course, it's immediate clickbait for me. But there was a History Channel docuseries there is a History Channel docuseries being filmed right now, and they were searching for some World War II era aircraft. Guess where? The Bermuda Triangle. And they ran the series is going to be called The Bermuda Triangle Into Cursed Waters.
They know you well. They're like,
do. Yes. I was like, I don't even have the History Channel, and I will get it right now. So that they ran into some wreckage that they couldn't identify. It looked very modern. They were off the coast of Miami and reached out to NASA, and NASA confirmed that this was actually wreckage from the Challenger that exploded in 1986. It killed all 7 astronauts on board. I think we all remember that. Mike and Bruno, you guys probably weren't born yet.
One more year.
Okay, yeah. That was pivotal. I'm sure Brian, it really struck Brian. There was a school teacher on board. She was going to be teaching classes from space. So that was
that's the one thing that I do know is they always say like 7 NASA astronauts and 1 teacher named this, and I'm
Christy,
but why not the astronauts too? Like they only say that and then name the teacher, and I get that she was like the one picked and like the first, or supposed to be the first, but it's just kind of strange to me that they always not advertise it, I guess, talk about it like this. It's just weird.
It was pretty huge. So they ran across this wreckage. Apparently only a very small amount of the Challenger has been found. So it is somewhere over the Atlantic Ocean. Thought it was because I am always so fascinated by the Bermuda Triangle. I kept reading and then started doing some more Bermuda Triangle. I could do a whole other.
See, I did the opposite of you. I was reading the same article, and then I went down the Challenger path. The history behind why and how people were like, the O-ring's bad. And they're like, nah, we're good. We're good, fam. Just go ahead.
It's okay. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
So do you guys know really where the Bermuda Triangle is?
That's a good one because I always thought it was one place, but I kind of know where it's at now.
So it is basically, if you draw a triangle and the 3 points are Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. And so there are tons and tons of stories about like ships that just disappear. And there were some Navy bombers that were just on a practice bombing mission. They left Florida, 14 of them, and then never returned. And they said it was just as if they like went to Mars instead. So there are lots of these stories that have come about, like these two men went fishing and just never came back, and it was the Bermuda Triangle.
Really that far north?
Yes.
Believe it or not, it is.
That's so weird.
Crazy, right?
Because I've been there, and I don't feel like it was. It always makes it seem like it's more in the Caribbean,
yeah,
right north, those islands right north of Cuba.
Yeah, and poor Bermuda getting a bad rap. The whole triangle named after it. All the shitty things that happened there. So apparently, there are no more bad things that happen in the Bermuda Triangle than happen anywhere else. It's just got this bad rap. A long, long time ago, there's an author that started the craze, and it just kind of stuck. But one thing kind
of like the stories from Florida man.
Yes, exactly, just like Florida man. Yes, exactly.
See a trend.
So apparently, Christopher Columbus did sail through the Bermuda Triangle and did report strange things happening. Something about a fire from the sky into the water, and they think maybe it was like a asteroid or something, or a meteorite. And a couple of other really old reports, but they actually get these reports all over. So I thought it was kind of interesting. I might do some more reporting on the Bermuda Triangle since I've gone down the rabbit hole, but I thought it was kind of interesting.
No, that's cool.
I'm still I was so afraid of the Bermuda Triangle that I did not understand as a kid why people still flew planes through the Bermuda Triangle. I was like, why are they even letting people do this?
Why?
Yeah.
So go skydiving in the Bermuda Triangle.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Definitely
the ultimate
do
flex.
That. Definitely.
And then land on a boat and then sail it out of the Bermuda Triangle.
Yes. Let's definitely do that.
All right. You said it. Verbal contract.
Pass. Nope. Nope. Pass. What I say.
If you have a problem with that,
I do.
You can take it to Twitter, and then I can release a statement on you.
I am.
And once you do that, we'll fire you.
Fire me, and also people can tell me that I should die in a fire and kill myself.
No,
calm down. Hello Games.
I'll try.
So I know we're going to talk about some games in a second, but the Game Awards are coming up and the nominees have been announced. Have you guys checked that out or have any game that you're interested in seeing win? The only thing that I saw that I thought was kind of funny is, and I haven't played this yet, and I don't know, I'm not saying it can't be a runner-up or anything, but I saw Stray was listed on there as well as game.
Stray was listed a lot, actually.
But as far as the game of the year, I was like, that's like for coming out of left field. Like, I mean, there's people obviously that we knew about this game for a little bit, but I don't know. Like, I've heard a lot of review on it from different people, and some people love it, and some people are like, it's just a cat game. Like, it's just a game with cats. Like, it's not But I mean, how does the internet and stuff? So
anything
else to try?
Who here has played Stray? Brian, did you play it? Okay.
I'm waiting. Like I was waiting for a sale. I think it finally went on sale like 20% off on Steam. I haven't picked it up.
I've seen a decent amount of it be played. But when I looked at the list, I was like, man, these are some weird games for Game of the Year. Like I understood why Elden Ring was there. I understood God of War. I understood Horizon Forbidden West. And then I was like, Plague Tale. It's like, okay. I mean, didn't get the traction that I expected, but like I haven't played it, so it's probably still a good game. And then I was like Stray and then Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and I was like, really? I was like, man, I really would have expected some other games to be out there. And I stopped for a second and I was like, no, wait a minute. No, I wouldn't. There really wasn't any other big titles that hit this year that were like original. So I was like, no, this tracks. Yeah. Like and that doesn't take anything away from Stray or Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles is an amazing game. Stray is a really cool concept that like nobody has done anything close to before from what I can think of. It's an interesting idea for a game. So I was like, cool. But yeah, no, it was like it's a weird year. The esports categories confused me substantially more.
Yeah.
Because like the League of Legends esports ones and like the best esports player
event, best esports coach, best esports team,
specifically esports teams, coaches, and esports player. Not a single person from the winning team from League of Legends, nor the winning team from League of Legends Worlds, nor any of the coaches or associated people are on those lists. So I wonder if there was like a cutoff for this that happened just before League of Legends Worlds 2022 maybe. For them to be added. Because I was like, I mean, like, why? Like I was like, why? Like, okay, Faker, I guess he's kind of ridiculous, and Chovy is kind of an amazing player, but like he got outclassed heavily this year in League of Legends by like a lot of other people. So I was like, how did he make this list? But then like so many other people didn't, if this is based on this year's performance alone. But I don't know. I don't know who gets to like push all these people to these lists, but I was perplexed by some of the additions.
Yeah, I was interested in the indie, best debut indie, and Stray's there because it is still an indie studio.
There's some Vampire Survivors on there.
But Vampire Survivors is on there. I'm glad to see. And also Tunic. I'm not saying
under indie though. It's not.
Yeah, it's under indie. Best debut indie.
Best debut indie. Okay. Best
but Tunic and Vampire Survivors are listed there. And I just like Vampire Survivors to me is like, God, that was such a hit. Like it still is. People are still like freaking out about that game. And
good for Vampire Survivors.
And in Tunic as well, like I said, I didn't necessarily like it as much, but I know it was still a good game, especially from an indie studio. So there's that. But the other two I hadn't even heard of, Neon White or Norco.
Neon White is we talked about. Wild. It's
Wait,
wild.
Is that the one that you played
Neon
Phoenix?
White.
That was the card game shooter one? Okay.
Yeah, what people didn't realize about it is it was a speedrunning game.
Yeah, it's a speedrunning game. Well, like a bunch of my favorite speedrunners, specifically my favorite of all favorite speedrunners, like just randomly picked it up one day and started playing it, and it was a blast to just watch somebody play that game. Like you can, it's pretty wild, really well done. So
yeah, I'm definitely interested to see how this category goes. I would love to see Vampire Survivors win. That would be super.
And Norco, I think, is coming to Game Pass. And if I'm not incorrect, all of these were and or will be on Game Pass.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know if Stray was announced.
I'm pretty sure. I thought Stray was on Game Pass.
I mean, at this point, I'm like, I don't think it's on Game Pass yet. But I mean, at this point, like any game to me, if it's released, it's going to be on Game Pass because they pick up like everything.
And well, I'm pretty sure God of War Ragnarok is not going to be on Game Pass.
Well, there's that. Not yet. But anyway, so go out there and vote.
I think Call of Duty cannot be on Game Pass for a number of years.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, I did. I think we did report on that too. So, just a couple of things. So you can vote, but voting only accounts for 10% of the judging. There is a whole jury that accounts for 90% of the points, if you will. Voting does close December 7th at 6 p.m. Pacific. So heads up there if you do
specifically want to... Pacific or
Pacifically Pacific. And there's the one category that kind of caught my attention. It was like best adaptation, and it's all of the movies that have become games or shows. So like Uncharted, Hedgehog 2, like Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the Cuphead show. Like I was like, that, I don't know, that just seemed like a really weird one to throw in.
Those shows are actually wild, by the way. I mean, Sonic the Hedgehog is fine.
I want to play Cuphead.
That's Cyberpunk Edge Run. If that doesn't win, I'll actually be surprised. I feel like it's probably going to be a close tie between Arcane and Cyberpunk.
Yeah, Arcane is actually... I haven't finished either of those yet, but they so far, both of them have been really good.
The animation on both of those alone was astoundingly well done.
Yeah.
Like,
and from what my understanding is, like, you don't even need to know like the video games at all to like enjoy them.
No. Oh yeah,
exactly.
Which actually has pulled a lot of people into those games because of watching these.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, I mean, Cyberpunk
Arcane's already been
a lot of what do you call it?
It's all resurgence.
Resurgence, yeah.
Arcane's already been confirmed for another season. I don't know about Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
I don't think they said. I think it was only supposed to be one season.
I actually heard it was canceled now.
Arcane's canceled?
Said that there was not going to be a season 2.
For Arcane?
For Edge Runners, yeah.
Oh, Edge Runners? Yeah, okay.
Oh, I thought it was only planned for one season is what I thought I heard, but I mean, teach them, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Arcane Season 2 is still a go despite Netflix cuts, yeah. But Arcane's still definitely continuing forward. Arcane was beautiful, super well. I mean, everything Riot does, fortunately or unfortunately, is just astoundingly well done. The community is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Daydrinker said, get out there and vote. Go ahead and do your part and vote. But I will say, tell us...
Do your part, which is only going to count for 10%, kind of like an electoral college.
Yep. But no, tell us who you think you would like to win. Send us an email at goa@sasgaming.com. We'd love to hear. Or you can leave a comment down below. Doesn't matter. Whichever you'd like. Whichever you want to do. It's up to you. But actually games that we have actually played, I'll start it off with games we've been playing. It wasn't Dig Dug.
Cute.
I'll give you that. No, actually, so I was been looking forward to playing this, and I didn't realize it actually hit Game Pass already because I just have been busy. I haven't been paying attention. But Monkey Island. So I was actually surprised that when I logged in to Xbox Game Pass and I saw that it was on the front page of like new games to play. I'm like, oh yes, I've been wanting to play this. So I did install it and check it out. I've been playing on controller just because it seemed to be a little easier. And I will say, and its Return to Monkey Island is actually the new one. And I will say it's very user friendly, even in the options you can turn on subtitles and like subtitles with audio or subtitles without, and like it's really neat. But so far it's been really cool. It's the beginning of the game, kind of gets you to understand the mechanics and how the game really runs. There's actually a whole like other section called like Scrapbook where you can go and like read all of the history, and actually someone like the narrator actually tells you about the history of like Monkey Island and where all the other games did and what happened and stuff. So really cool on that. But so far, it definitely looks different because it's definitely updated for like a newer style audience, but still definitely has the same. I've said definitely like 4 times, but it has the same
definnly have.
like feeling.
Definitely still saying definitely.
Yeah. It has the same feeling as like so far from like the old Monkey Island games, which is pretty cool. And there's choice of options where you get to pick certain scenarios and different things to make the outcomes the way you want it tailored to you. So. Still pretty cool. Haven't finished it yet, so I'll be continuing to play through that. Other than that, I played this game very quickly, but it is a quick kind of game. It's one of those roguelike kind of like what was the other game? What's the dungeon game we played? Loop Hero, similar to like Loop Hero or something to that effect. But it's called Depot's Island or Depot's Game. Also on Game Pass available. It's very like 16-bit style. The object is you're in like this like dungeon crawling experience where you have like these like humans and you can give them weapons and make them like, you know.
Do you mean Despot's Game?
Is it Despot?
Oh gosh,
I missed the S. Whoops. It's fun.
It's like he keeps calling No Man's Sky. It's No Man's Sky.
No, it's No Man's Skies.
No
It's all plural.
Man's
Everything's
Sky.
But no, it's cool. Like you start off with a bunch of little like humans, and you like there's no fighting.
A bunch of humans.
Yeah, there's no fighting in the sense of like you actually have to fight. You just literally tell them what to do. Like you get new mutations, and each room after you beat like the enemies in that room, you have a chance to like buy items and stuff. So it creates that loop where you're going through different rooms, and as you gain more items or lose people, you can buy more or
French
buy
fries.
items and get food because you have to feed your people, and to the point where the enemies get too hard and they just kill you, and then you have to start over. So very easy to figure out, but kind of hard to master. So I'm kind of interested to keep playing this one. I've read a couple people say like, once you start playing this a good bit and get a couple hours into the game, like it gets really fun just because like the loops that you have to go through and really trying to get the combination of.
So are you saying you're the despot?
Yeah, probably.
The cruel dictator ruler?
Yes. I mean, I'm sort of nice, but could be I guess cruel. So anyway, that's all the time I've had for the week. But yeah, I guess Kelly, tell us about what you've been playing.
So I started playing. Yeah,
I started screen for the definition of despot. A ruler or other person holds absolute power, typically one who exercises it in a cruel or oppressive way, as he
really nice.
orders his little humans around to attack people.
Yeah, well, they're robots.
He even called them little humans. Mike, of all people, calling them little humans.
Yeah. What's wrong with
that? So I started playing Father's Day. Father's Day from Amica Games. It is technically the prequel to a game that I made Mike play during Shocktober last year called Find Yourself. It's the one that had lots of mannequins in it, and there are definitely still mannequins in this one too. Yeah. It's so far great, so far living up to my expectations. Because it is a prequel to Find Yourself, you don't realize it right away, but you do end up going into the same house that you don't actually recognize from the outside that you were in as a kid for Find Yourself. So far it's been really, really fun and scary, just as scary as I had hoped and imagined. I also did download a game on Nintendo Switch called A Little to the Left, which is a organization game. So the OCD in me is gonna love every second of it, except my kids keep taking the Nintendo Switch from me, so we'll report on that one next week. But if you like scary games so far, definitely check out Father's Day.
You're the adult here.
I know, but I can't tell them no. I'm like, you want to play games? Okay.
I know.
Much to their father's chagrin.
My son's like, I want to play Mario Kart, and I'm like,
okay.
I guess.
Yes, but what is the exciting news for audience about your son playing Mario Kart?
Oh, that he's actually coming first place on a race. Now, don't get me wrong. He's playing on like the easiest difficulty with all of the training wheels. So like auto acceleration, it doesn't throw off the map. He steers with a controller. But still, he is not even 3 years old, and he's already got first place. Actually, today, so he actually figured out about 2 days ago how to push the button to go and also steer. So he's already advancing higher than what I expected. So that's good. Yes. And he came in like third today and like second. And then I think he got fourth overall. But I was impressed. I was like, dang, this kid is like well on his way to be another Bruno. Can't wait.
Nice.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, seriously, same. I'm sorry.
He's going to stream at the age of 5 and have our income for our house.
You're right.
I mean, yeah, it's becoming more and more possible these days.
Yeah. So, Phoenix.
So, I played a couple of games, one or two. Certainly played.
Looks like 3, but
yeah, it could be 3. So recently, I've been playing Fort Rocket Night League. which
So
is
epic. Okay.
been really fun. So apparently Epic introduced into Fortnite the Rocket League car.
It was only a matter of time. The Octane.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been the running joke since Epic.
And actually, I would love for you to go in there and check it out.
Curious to see how it handles.
It handles real good.
Handles just like the game.
It does not move like the rest of the vehicles in that game. Like it's extremely snappy on steering.
Can you jump?
You can jump.
Yes, you can.
You can flip after you jump.
Awesome.
You can jump, and then forward and backwards covers your yaw, and left and right covers which way you're.
So what you're saying is you can air roll.
Pitch. I mean, you pitch and yaw is what you can control. Yeah, so, you can air roll, and you can do your boost and aim your boost and go up in the sky if you want to. Like it's bonkers.
Can you yee?
I don't know if you can yee, but you can pitch and yaw.
You can definitely yaw, but you don't know if you can yee.
Mike starts typing in our OneNote. Okay, let's hurry it up. Let's speed this up because he wants to play and go.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm playing right now.
Yeah.
I'm playing with myself right now, Mike says.
Can't see my hands.
Yeah, exactly. Hand check. So that just hit like this week. So that's not going to be around for very long. Although it'd be interesting if that ended up, I don't know, showing up in something a little bit more frequently.
Well, didn't we talk about a game for PS5 that was announced? It was kind of like Twisted Metal in a sense, like people could run around and like jump into a car and then drive it around like Demolition Derby style. Sounds very much like this. Like I could see this sticking around as another mode.
I mean, it could, but it's very, of course, it's very particular with.
They won't need to.
They won't need to.
God,
no,
they don't need to do anything.
Which means that it won't stick around forever because they're Fortnite. They will inevitably just get something else crazy that they will add to the game, and they'll just keep cycling through.
But that also means that they also keep it forever, and it's kept in like the areas where people can build their own games and stuff like that. So that's kind of nice too. I actually played a lot of games recently because I think I did somewhere around 30 hours of streaming for charity.
Great job, by the way.
Yeah.
Killing it.
And so, but I played a couple of different games, a couple of that I've talked about before. There's some Fortnite going on. I also didn't play this on that stream, but I have played it since, and people should go check it out, which is Snap. Snap is a mobile card game from Marvel. All the purchasables in it are cosmetic. There's no purchasables that can get you further in the game.
That's disgusting.
I know, right?
It's 2022. Like, come on. If you're not being a demonic, blood-sucking company, are you even doing things correctly? Like, think of the gamers that want to suffer.
Yeah.
Useless.
It is pretty cool. It's a card game, though, and as most people who know me know that I'm not all that great at the card games. Like, my jam is, Monster Train. And that's what
as he's falling asleep on his stream there.
I mean, I was late one night.
It was very late.
Fall asleep already.
Dude. Very late.
I did to midnight one of the nights, so
yeah,
that kind of threw it a little bit.
I was like, I gotta go night.
Yeah, I'm like trying to find one of the ones where I did something, and I'm like, okay, which of these with my name on it is the one I'm looking for? So yeah, there was that. Also, something else that that I've never truly played in the past, which is actually kind of shocking considering that I love boomer shooters. I love first person shooters. I love, that type of game, was I actually bought Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, played some of it, was supremely bad at it, at least for a little while. Later got a little bit better at it.
Were you playing the campaign, multiplayer, or both?
I played multiplayer on stream. So I played multiplayer on stream, and I played campaign a little bit afterwards. I tried the campaign a little bit later just to check it out. Actually got to the point where I was halfway decent with sniping. I think this was one of the first nights here, and this is where I'm very, very bad and dying a lot over and over again. But yeah, I ended up being not too shabby with sniping, especially since I started getting to know the maps a little bit better. That helped a lot. Liked it. Like when I first started this game up, I went and took a picture and put it on our kind of team Discord channel. And like, I think Zeissy was like, wow. And Daydrinker was like, that looks like you took a real picture. Yeah. And it's just, it really, that's actually when I was playing the campaign is when I took that. It is a really, really gorgeous game that will really like destroy your computer if you let it. And it's fast paced, like other than waiting for a game to start. But once you're in there, especially since I've been playing so much Fortnite, when you die, you start a new game. Right. And I'm like, oh wait, this is a multiplayer shooter. You die, you respawn, you go at it again right there. You just keep going over and over and over and over again as fast as you can. So that was kind of nice. But I think one of my favorite things about this game, which is a feature that every game should have, and definitely Epic, are you listening? Because Fortnite needs this too. When you're done with a mission, it'll just put you in the queue to start a new mission, of course. But right there is a button that says quit to desktop.
Oh, nice.
Like when you're done, you can just bam, and you're out. One click. I mean, Fortnite, it's like return to lobby, and you return to lobby. And then it's like,
don't want you just to,
you got to click the menu, and then you got to click close Fortnite. And it says, are you sure you want to close Fortnite? And you're like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not just that.
You still have time to change your mind.
There's these two keys, but what about Alt and F4?
Yeah,
you
right.
Hit them both at the same time. You call it a day.
This is true. Alt F4 is pretty good.
No, Alt F4 is your screenshot. That's how you screenshot games.
Yeah, right.
That's how you leave games or also do mostly anything in games. You should just always be hitting Alt F4.
Yeah.
And if your game crashes when you hit Alt F4, you just need to reopen it and hit Alt F4 again. Because it's just, sometimes it bugs out a little bit. You'll get there eventually.
Yeah. But I mean, like, even other games, like, it just takes forever to quit them. And you're like, just...
Almost a Fortnite?
Jackbox games. You gotta exit the game. Are you sure you want to exit this game? Okay, now you're back at the party pack. Okay, do you want to exit the party pack back to the main menu? Okay, now you're at the main menu. Oh, do you want to quit to desktop? No. Like, Jesus, can I get out of this game? Like, I'm done playing. I want to be done playing.
I gotta go to bed.
Alt
now.
F4. I know, Alt F4. Yeah, I'm with you. It's just tiring. So I've played several other games, but most of them are repeats of stuff that I've talked about before. So, Demiran.
I have been playing.
Tell us how you beat it.
One game. And I have not beat it yet because I've been very busy.
Lies. I don't believe you.
I have been playing.
But have you broken it yet?
Have you played it? Have you not beaten it twice? That's what he's saying.
I've been playing God of War Ragnarok. I have not broken it. It has broken on me though, which is a little weird.
Tomato, potato.
Not expected. And like never broke in a way that convenienced me in any way. It broke in ways that really pissed me off. Like I was in the middle of a challenge and this mob just like got punted through the map and I needed to kill the mob to complete the mission that I had just spent a while on, and I was like, is it gonna do something? And the doors were locked, and I was like, what? So I had to restart the whole game and do it again, like shut the game down, open it again, and then restart that entire part all over again. And I've ran into a few bugs in the game, not too many, but enough to where I'm like, wow, I didn't run into anything like this in the first one. It's a very pretty game. That is for sure. It's mostly the same as
it's a pretty
God
big
of War
boy.
2018. Yeah, that's
the husband of
that's a big
what's
man.
her name from Resident Evil?
Oh, oh, he needs some sunglasses though.
What,
He's
for
got
his glowing eyes?
the eyes from the Vin Diesel film.
Riddick. Sorry.
Riddick.
Yeah, Riddick, and then the
Riddick.
one
Pitch Black.
original Pitch Black. Yeah,
Pitch Black. Yeah. Good movie. Terrible movie, but great movie.
great.
I loved
movie.
it.
Great.
Oh,
Movie.
there's just a head on the table.
Oh wow,
That's
yeah.
Mimir.
That's
Alright.
who stole the head from my Halloween party.
And he's
Wait,
a very
yeah.
smart guy.
Fucker.
Head?
And you better not insult him. All right.
Hmm.
That's our boy.
our boy.
It's been great. The story is fantastic so far. Honestly, I'm
Don't
actually
talk with
enjoying
your
the
mouth
story.
full, kid.
I'm enjoying the story more than I enjoyed the first story. But man, they have changed the combat for Kratos a decent bit, which is still, even this far into the game, weirding me the hell out.
Oh really?
Yep. You can play as his kid more in this game. It's not like a really big spoiler. That's like something that you do like pretty much off the rip. The kid moves very quickly, so I think it feels like they slowed down his pace, or at least it feels slower by contrast, which just kind of throws things off in the game. But yeah, God of War. I don't really want to say anything too much about it because like so many people are playing it. I don't want to spoil anything for the game.
Still.
It's kind of difficult to talk about it in depth without like it's a story-driven game. Like we're gonna say combat, good story, good graphics, good game systems, decent. Extra bosses, rage-inducing. To be totally honest, I was playing on like my TV, which is not a very expensive TV. At one point, when I had a friend over, and it has a lot more input lag. And I was fighting a boss that was almost 2 times the level that I was supposed to be, and it was a nightmarish ordeal that made me want to hurt somebody. And I died more to that boss than I died to any boss in Elden Ring.
Oh,
Wow.
So
That's
like
impressive.
yeah, the special bosses in here, which are like seem to be the replacement for the Valkyries so far. They're called the Berserkers, which are like a side thing entirely to the game. They're not main to the story at all. Are a real pain in the ass. And in the old game, fight like one of them at a time. In this game, they're like, hey, what if you fought 3? And you're like, what? Like three bosses at the same time? I'm like, yep. Good luck. And like when I arrived at most of those boss fights, like I'm level 4.5, and it's like I'm level 7, and that's really important because level 7 is high in this game. I think like you can get up to level 8 maybe. So I'm just like, cool, very cool. Just get my ass handed to me by a side boss, and then I go to fight a story boss, and I just absolutely slam them into the dirt and murder them in like 3 seconds.
By the way, I'd like to give a shout out. It's hard to find gameplay that doesn't have gameplay that the audience can see a little bit of, that somebody's worked hard. A lot of times I use our own gameplay, as I showed earlier, but sometimes it's just hard to find the right trailer that doesn't have a whole bunch of extra stuff on it. This YouTube channel, Game Clips, has God of War Ragnarok gameplay walkthrough, full game, PS5, 4K, 60 frames per second, no commentary. It's freaking 20 minute or 18 hours of gameplay.
That's pretty godly.
oh my god!
They actually
So
in that. Go ahead.
It's caffeinated.
they've got the entire game essentially on Game Clips. So this particular video has been watched 4.1 million times apparently.
Oh, I bet people are like, okay, wait, hold on, I'm stuck here. How do I kill this boss? Like,
No, more people are like, I still don't have a PS5 yet.
I just want to see the story.
I just want to see the game.
Yeah.
But I'm like, so kudos to Game Clips. That's absolutely amazing that they did that. So maybe someone can put the link to it right there.
The game, by the way, is $70. It's a PS5 exclusive, or PS4, $60.
oh. Budget
God,
spender.
just this boat ride.
Also, not a game that
it looks like they're
but,
Disney.
They do look like they're Disney.
There you can see it's Game Clips now too.
Yeah.
That's fun.
They are in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
Right?
Yep.
Sure.
You said you had another game?
I haven't played it yet, but I did want to say Pokemon Scarlet and Violet come out Friday, I guess, technically.
And
that
hurry up
reminds
and
me.
beat it so you can play that one.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna beat God of War in time, but the problem is if I don't, then God of War is gonna get tabled to some degree because I wouldn't usually do this. The new Pokemon is the first Pokemon ever to have actual full-blown co-op in it.
Oh,
As in, like,
wow.
you can just join somebody's world and adventure with them completely. Which means that Savannah's buying it, and as such, I will depart my normal gaming realm to go catch the Pokemans with my wife.
I
Nice.
love that.
The good old Pokemans.
Good old Pokemans. Side note,
So,
Pokemon
should I
anime
be
finally
downloading this for my
concluded.
kids?
I heard that.
The
heard
Pokemon.
Ash Ketchum, after
Ash Ketchum
decades,
yeah.
Yes.
is
He's officially-
finally
He's now actually a
the
trainer.
Pokemon master.
Yeah, he's the master. Yeah.
Best trainer, yeah. Master trainer.
The budget on that final fight must have been absolutely astounding because the animation was ridiculous. I saw that and I was like, yo, if like this is like some high level like multi-$100,000 per episode or per scene like animation for this one thing. Like Pikachu versus Charizard, freaking unreal. I was like, what is this?
Spoilers.
Also, I'd like to say for upcoming
Everybody knows
games,
that to be Pikachu. Come on.
the Callisto Protocol comes out December 2nd.
I'm not. It's that one's definitely getting tabled because WoW comes out the 28th.
Yeah,
Oh.
I get you. I want to see Daydrinker play Callisto Protocol. It's up her alley.
Oh.
It's a horror game with gross stuff and
Oh, well.
beating shit up.
Oh, that's one thing we didn't talk about was the other game that we played together that we will keep for the next episode.
Yeah.
But you'll see a video soon.
Stay tuned.
So yeah, that's what got our attention this week. If you're interested in knowing a little bit more about us, you can check out our website or go to patreon.com/sassgaming and throw us a bone if you want. Always shoot us an email, goa@sassgaming.com, and we will also have trivia on every other Tuesday. So next Tuesday we'll have trivia.
Hang out with us.
Week of Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's a great time.
Avoid your family the Tuesday of Thanksgiving and play trivia with us and our families.
Yeah. You can bring them too. That's fine.
That's cool. Yeah. That would be a great way to start a fight. You can talk about politics or be on the same team for trivia.
Yeah, I'll make sure next week's all the topics are like politics, religion,
Yes.
all that kind of stuff. Make sure we have some nice topics.
Great idea.
Everything that Bruno can win. Got it.
Yes.
Alrighty. Well, on that note, you guys take it easy. Until next time, we'll see you around. See you.